Hello everybody, this is Johnny S with another R6 vlog. Today is a very windy day, beautiful weather nevertheless, very sunny, very nice, but very windy. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get the images that we want, but you know, we'll see. Trying to look for a nice place to maybe chill down, set up the camera and, you know, have a discussion. But if we don't find any, then it's alright, we'll just go around with what we've got. There's a little park here, but from what I remember, there's a lot of kids which go to the park. But we'll have a look. Today's topic, and one of the reasons why I would have liked to be, if possible, to sit down somewhere, is because I wanted to talk. It's another one of these life stories. We'll begin discussing it, and if I find a place, then we'll continue as such. Otherwise, we're just going to be a nice ride around the neighborhood. So this is one of the parks that will bring the little one. It's a nice park, it's good. The only problem is, how do I get the bike on top of there, you know what I mean? There is a little bit of a... Okay, let's go around once. But usually kids come here and... I'm also trying to get some shadow. Yeah, we could sit here on the bench, for example, but yeah, I think kids will come. Anyway, we'll keep on driving. We'll find something. So, one of the nice, awesome, beautiful jobs that I've done, I'm being sarcastic obviously, and I had many of these nice, beautiful, awesome jobs. Again, sarcastic. They're fucking dumb jobs. I mean, it is expected when you're young. You know, you get you know, some people will take advantage of you. Okay, I understand, it's only expected, but you know, it's like, how much advantage? Are you going to rape my soul? We might be able to go here, but okay, let's have a drive. I will come back to this place. Keep it in mind. So there was another job again. It was part-time. Sorry, I was doing night school. To tell you the truth, by the way, I actually preferred when I went to college. So the college that I went, in case that I have not mentioned this, in the center of Sydney, there was a college called Ultimo. It was one of the most known colleges in Australia, and it was very difficult for you to get in there. You needed to have like high grades. But you know, after I increased my grades, I actually got in there. It's called Sydney Institute of Technology. It's close to Central Station, so I used to get down from Central Station, and you know, it's behind Darling Harbour, and it's called Ultimo Sydney Institute of Technology. So I used to go night. I used to have some night classes, and I used to work in the daytime. That's how I used to do it. The first year of my college, I did it full time, so I was focused. And the first year of the college, I think it's a 3-year full time, which I did in 5 years. The first year, there's a lot of how would you call it? There's a lot of core modules that you need to do. There's a lot of subjects, core subjects. And after the first year, there's still many subjects, but it kind of breaks away. So it's called electronic engineering, and once you pass that first stage, it breaks off into 2 subcategories. One is more electronic, and the other one is back then what they used to call computer science. And computer science, basically, it involved whatever had to do with computers. That's why, and that's the one that I picked. That's why I did things such as POC programming. I did a lot of C++, I did some Java, I did Pascal, Delphi. I've done many things. Don't ask me about this, by the way. I remember nothing. Micro assembly. We used to do micro assembly. I really like the micro assembly. Basically, it's like a language which is like with hash, and there's 2-digit numbers, like hash, a number, and that represents a specific code that you upload to the microchip. And we used to have a program which changes C++ to microassembly. I was good at C++. I really loved it, and that's, you know, some guys were doing Java to microassembly, but it depends, you know. It's really windy. So let me I'm trying to simultaneously have a look for shadows and places that I can possibly chill out. You know, that's why you hear me, my thought process. Is it this way? I don't remember shit. There's a church here, I think. There used to be a church here, and I used to go to a dentist lady here, but she was fucking shit. Sorry to say. Yeah, this is where my dentist was. This is where my old dentist lady used to be. And then I changed to the other guy, and he's 10 times better. Okay, so yeah, I was right, there is a church here, but I don't think there's any shadow. It's very windy also today. Very windy. It might be actually better to go to the other park. So there is many nice places, as you've seen, around my area, like little churches and little this and that and little parks, which is a good. It's like a more, you know, urban area. This is a very beautiful little church, but I don't think we can get in there. And there's a play thing here for the little kids. And we'll go around. So after the first year, you know, I was looking for jobs, and this is, I mean, I had done jobs before my college also, while I was at school holidays, but these jobs were more, you know, instead of going to summer break, other kids used to go for summer holidays, I used to go work. Which is okay. I mean, I've got no complaints. This is what it was like. Oh, I might be able to set it up there. This is actually peace and quiet. Okay. Only problem is it's a bit of a steep angle. Alright. Let's have a look. Can we actually sit here? What is that? Let me try to do my weird shit. Is that a branch? Oh no, it's stuck. Lol. Yeah, so we can't sit here. It was good because you get a bit of a shadow. But someone's got to have to trim this. Fuck it. We'll keep on searching for something else. So one of the jobs was the one that we're going to discuss today. There was an advertisement, and in Sydney and in Melbourne, because it's a huge Greek community. There's actually Greek newspapers. I think it's called the Greek Herald or something like that. One of the, you know, the papers. And there was a job advertisement there, which, you know, my father used to get that paper, and sometimes I used to look there for jobs also. I used to get the Sydney Morning Herald. I think that's another one, if I remember correctly. It's been many ages. And I was looking for a job in general, and I found that one, which is basically, how would you call it? Which was basically which is basically, the advertisement was for Unix programmer. Unix developer, sorry. They were asking for Unix developer. And because I had done Unix system and Linux systems at school and everything, I thought, awesome, you know what I mean? Now, when somebody advertises Unix developer, in my mind, I thought, you know, it's going to be like I'm going to develop applications which are going to be Unix based. I'm going to, you know, Unix developer. Well, I mean, what do you understand from Unix developer? And I go to the company, you know, there's a great guy there. He goes to me, yeah, we got some systems and they're based in Unix, and we need you to like be the system administrator for them. It's totally different to fucking development again. So I go to him, what do you mean the system development? Like we need somebody to be in charge of the system because not many people know the Unix system. Okay, so I go to him, you want what you're asking for is more like a Unix operator. He goes to me, yeah. I thought I was about to say to him, fucking say Unix operator, you know what I mean? Fucking. Anyway, but it shows how little he knew about the job itself and technology in general. So I go to him, yeah, okay. Again, he started asking about. This guy was not asking, he was actually telling me straight ahead. He goes, but I want to, because I want to be fair with my employees, I have to warn you and let you know that this is going to be only some of your responsibilities, and when there's nothing for you to maintain in the Unix systems, you're going to be doing like general things around the shop, including cleaning and everything, so I don't want to be like misunderstood. At least the positive thing is that, okay, he said it ahead of time, in comparison to some people that, you know, they don't tell you shit and then you go there and you find out. So I go to him, okay, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I needed the money again, like I said. Got into the responsibility thing early in life. So I go to him, yeah, no problem, I can do that. I can clean and I can do whatever the fuck you want me to do. So he said, okay, you can start right away. He told me I'm at work, and got him no. In general, I did not mention to any of my employees that I used to study, because I didn't want them to think that I was going to be tired and everything. I mean, and to tell you the truth, it's not really any of their concern. As long as when I am there, I'm giving 100%. It's none of their business what I do in my personal time. So, you know, I told them that, yeah, no problem, I can do this, and I started away. Now, the hilarious thing is, I started my job and everything. The place was called Australian Electronics. I go to the interview that we did was in a different place, and he goes to me, come to the store. The place that we had the interviews in, it was basically like another like headquarter thing that he had, like a building. It was more like a storage room. And then he goes to me, come to the shop. I go to the shop, and the shop is just like an electrical, like it was Australian Electronics, and it was a shop like we have in Greece of Kafkas. You know what I mean? It's just electrical shit. I thought to myself, like, what the fuck did you get yourself into again, John? I always have that that fear. So I thought to myself, yeah, what the fuck did you get yourself into? Anyway, I go there and I go to him, okay, good morning, I'm here. Let's show me what you want me to do. And he goes to me, so he goes, I've got the systems. I go to him, yeah. The Unix based systems. I go to him, okie dokie. and I want you to, you know, see if you can manage them. I go to the place where he had those supposedly systems, and it was literally, and this is where I got like, this is where I got like fucking, like this is where I thought to myself like, Jesus Christ, will I not catch a break ever? Fucking windy, Jesus Christ, pick me up and fuck me sideways. So this is where I thought to myself, I ain't never gonna catch a break. This is gonna be the story of my life. Fucking stupid idiot employees. But nothing is, I believe that in life nothing is by luck. Let's sit here a little bit and chill out. I believe in life that nothing is by luck, and the fact that I got that job, the fact that that guy wanted me, there was a reason for it, obviously. You know what I mean? So he goes to me, this is sideways, let me see a bit. Yeah, I also had a problem with this camera in the sense that it was not recording the proper angle that I wanted. I wanted it to be a little bit higher, and it was not as high as I would like it to be. So I'm still trying to get the angle right. Curiosity killed the cat, my dude. So I am still trying to get the thing right. We'll keep the bike like that, just open so you can see me from both cameras, and we'll see if we stop here for a bit. Because it's windy, I'm thinking that if I put the tripod down, it's gonna blow it, and I'm gonna be sitting and holding it all the time. That's why you see me like that. Anyway, let's go through what I wanted to say, which we might do the video like this, you know what I mean? So I thought to myself, you know, this guy's got no idea of what systems are. He's got 2 Unix computers, and he wants me to do what? It was fucking ridiculous. Anyway, he did tell me some things to do, and I did do a couple of things. Back then, networking wasn't as famous, you know what I mean, like networking computers and everything. So I actually created, because within the Unix Linux systems it's very easy to create networking. They might be a little bit more difficult when it comes to drivers and emulating games and everything, but when it comes to networking, it's piss as easy. The systems are really, you know, made for that. So I fixed the network for him, meaning that he could send files from computer to computer. I connected his printer. I made like a custom app where he could send some documents which were getting recorded, like invoices and everything. Anyway, so I don't get into a lot of detail. I fixed that thing that he wanted with the Unix computers, and then as he had already told me, you know, many of the times I would have needed to do some other things. So those other things were just being basically a salesperson. So he puts me, and I was selling things to the guys. Whenever he remembered, he put me at the back. Anyway, it was not a job to my liking, let's say, but it was easy, relatively easy for me, so no problem. At some point he goes to me, okay, I see you're good with electronic things, and I want you to help me clean and, you know, take the company to the next level. I go to him, okay, what do you like, take the company to the next level? There's a lot of things that we put on the side that we need cleaning. To keep it short, he made me the fucking cleaner. He made me the cleaner of the company, you know what I mean? Like less than a handyman. I was just cleaning shit, and this guy had a problem where he was a hoarder. He used to, whatever he found, he used to keep it. Keep it on the side, we might need it for later. And he takes me at the back of the company, it's like one of the places was like a huge storeroom. It was basically from here to where the park is. It's a huge area where it had a lot of electrical things. It was the storage, you know, the main storage of his company. Huge area, but it was goddamn unorganized. The boxes were falling over, and outside of that he had like a big area with some containers. He had like a backyard with containers, and he had more things there, and this was electronic things, but it could have been anything. It could have been like big rolls of cables, electrical cable, you know what I mean? He had whatever you can imagine. So he took me, and there was garbage, there was like shirts, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, you know what I mean? And he took me, and I was just cleaning that. And he goes to me, if you know anybody else that wants to come here as well. And I thought to myself, oh, Jesus Christ, what am I going to get myself into? But I thought, fuck it, you know what I mean? My dad was looking for a job back then, so I told him, you know, my dad is looking for a job. So he gets my dad there as well, but I told him before he gets him, I go to him, my dad is quite old, you know what I mean, he's 60 something years old, he's not to do heavy things. He goes, yeah, it's okay, we need people for the store as well. And he takes him. What does he put him to do? Lift heavy shit with me at the back and clean things, which for me was very difficult because I used to do both my job and my dad's job in a sense. Whenever I saw my dad that he had to go somewhere, I was like, Dad, don't worry about it, I'll climb up. I used to climb up on top of the containers. There was garbage on top of the containers, fucking old broken pallets. Anyway, I was, I was going crazy and everything. I talked to him that this is not something that you can, this is not a job, this is not a future, this is not a career. If you want me to stay, okay, you have to give me some sort of responsibilities, possibly more related with something. He goes to me, unfortunately, Unix system, you saw there were only two computers, okay. I go to him, it doesn't have to be Unix system. He goes to me, okay, if you want, because I see that you're a person that likes to be tidy and everything. He got the point that I was, would you like to become a store manager, storeroom manager? I go to him, okay, yeah, if you want me to, I can give it a try. But because I saw that he was a hoarder, and because when you're trying to fix something, when you're trying to put something in, how can I say it? When you're trying to put something in order, half the job is putting it in order, another half the job, and I do believe that, is keeping it in order. And because I saw that he was this type of person, that he was very untidy on his thing, I told him from the beginning, I'm going to, okay, if you're going to put me in charge of the storeroom, I'm going to be a storeroom manager, but I don't want you to have any agency of what I do. What I say goes. It's as simple as that. Do you want that? Yes or no? He goes, yeah, okay, yeah, you're the boss there, no problem. I told him that I needed 3 more people besides my dad, and he goes to me, nah, it's okay, you got your dad, there's not much, we'll see how we go about it. At the moment I don't think you need it. He got me one other person, and he was also an older guy. Fuck it, for the love of God. I told him I need 2 more people, you know what I mean? When the pallet comes, there's heavy things, there's rolls of cables that we have to unload from the pallet. I can't do this by myself, it's more than a 1-person job. My dad cannot do this because he's old. And at some point he started speaking bad, because he saw that he was not making sense, and some of the things that he was telling me, I was disagreeing with him. He was telling me, for example, we're going to use this and this, and we're going to put it in the storeroom. No, we're not going to put it in the storeroom. He goes to me, no, just for temporary, we're going to put it a little bit here on the side. No, you're not going to put anything in the fucking storeroom. I had made a barcode system. I had bought a PC where we record everything, whoever takes in and out. I made him an inventory. I made a whole fucking system, you know what I mean? A whole fucking system for his storeroom. You're not gonna put anything, not even for temporary, because I knew how he was. Temporary, and it will be sitting there for half a year. So because I was very, my style was very against to what he was saying, he started rebelling against me, speaking bad. He goes to me, if your dad is too old to help you in the storeroom, maybe I should fire him. He was saying shit like that. And I was getting pissed, but, I didn't want to argue with him. And in general in my life, I believe that I'm a person that is, that I try to be at least good in ethics wise, you know what I mean? And even though he was being fucked like that to me, because he was a hoarder, he had 2 more floors above that building, which were literally abandoned floors of like garbage and shit, and some of the things in there were valuable. Like I saw one of he had an old piano which was covered in dust, and old Playboy magazines thrown everywhere from 19 God knows when. I mean, the woman was wearing a jumper that was considered the Playboy. They were thrown around all over the place, and I remember, because I did music at school, that brand told me something of the piano, and I look it up, and it's a fucking expensive piano. I clean it up from the top, I lift it, I play, and it was actually good, it played. So he had a lot of money, he was a hoarder, and another thing that I found on one of those apartments was a roll of money, this much, with $500 bills. That whole thing was like a year's pay for me, and I'm sure that he was not going to remember, you know what I mean, because I had found some other little stashes of money and everywhere. But I should have, maybe I should have kept it, I don't know, but I gave it to him. I go to him, look what I found up there. So he he didn't appreciate that he had a person which wanted to work, and which was one of the most important things in work. And this is how I have seen my work colleagues and how I have seen things. If I was a boss, you know what I mean, I would want honesty. I will want honesty. I will want ethic people on my work. You might not have the knowledge. You might lack in some areas. You can learn these things. I mean, honesty, you can't learn. The character, you can't learn that. So you saw that, you know, you got a guy that does not want to steal from you. And I did not do it for him, you know. I mean, I did it for me because it felt bad for me to take that money. Like, what the fuck? It's not mine. Anyway, it's fucking blowing like motherfuckers. So, you know, I fixed a lot of the things, but it was just a matter of time before he goes back to his old habits. You know what I mean? When a person cannot withstand a couple of things, then there's no fucking point. You know what I mean? There's no point for him. There's no point for it. It loses the meaning of the job, and I kind of start feeling that. Like in the back of my mind, I thought to myself, you know, why are you really cleaning all this? Why did you make the system? You know what I mean? If you go, is it going to keep it? No. And one of the things that drove me away from that job, and I told him, you know, both me and my dad left at the same time, was I was on his backyard cleaning, and it was a family business, and inside he had his daughters. He had 3 or 4 daughters, his wife, and he had 1 son, 4 daughters. He was a big family. And I go to him, start heading back. We're almost finishing. And I was at the back cleaning. I was cleaning, basically helping my dad. That's another thing that he used to do, because he noticed after a while that, you know, I was helping my dad. He used to go and tell my dad things, and then I did them. He used to go tell my dad, can you go clean that up? And I used to see my dad outside, which, you know, I didn't want to let my dad do that shit. You know, I'm fucking 60 years old, for the love of God. Anyway, some people are really... and on one of these days, and this is where I flipped out, because he spoke really bad. I was outside, I was cleaning some shit, helping my dad, and because it was fucking hot, I take my shirt off, put it on the side. In the back of my mind, I was like, well, you're a fucking handyman bastard anyway, you know what I mean? You might as well take your fucking shit off. And I take the thing off, and he comes out, starts screaming, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I've got daughters inside, put your shirt back on. He spoke so bad that I flipped out on the moment. I grab him by the shirt here. I fucking pick him up with one hand. He was a skinny, scrawny motherfucker. I pick him up with one hand. I go to him, if you ever fucking talk to me like that, it'll be the last time you fucking breathe. Prepare everything. I'm fucking out of here. Never disrespect me in front of anyone, especially my father. Okay, I will fuck you up. He shitted himself, and straight away he fixed everything up. You know what I mean? And I did not care if he got any allegations within him or whatever. So that's another job. And another nice point about this job is, again, don't let people underestimate your value. Many of the jobs that I had in my life was a balance between that life lesson and learning to cope with your responsibilities. Anyway, thank you very, very, very much, everybody. I'll bid you goodbye. We'll talk soon.